Hello, hello! It's Kori and it's October 2021. Can you believe it? Yeah, we made it. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about the numerology of the month and the astrology and what body parts are associated with the certain zodiac signs that we are being influenced by, Libra and Scorpio. So, let's get right into it. So first off, we are in a 6-month in numerology. So what are sixes? Very similar to the explanation of Libra. It is all about nurturing, balance, giving and taking equally. It's all about relationships, partnerships, and how we connect with others. So it's always helping someone out, helping out the collective, doing things for the right reasons, right? Because Libras are always about justice, but also sixes are always about that perfect give and take. So it's a really lovely undertone, but there might be things that show up that we need to change or reflect on. And with that being said, we'll go into the astrology. So we are starting the month with multiple planets in retrograde, and we're having our last Mercury retrograde beginning on the 27th of September through the 19th of October in Mercury retrograde in Libra. So this is really emphasizing our friendships, relationships in all forms. So work life, personal life, family life, friends, even just being out and about and how we help our neighbor. So this is in retrograde. And this is really telling us how we speak to each other, how we communicate in general with body language even, how we connect. So with all this 6 energy of the month in numerology, and then the Libra influence, and then the Mercury in retrograde influence, we're really feeling the feels with our connections and our life and our environment. So this is where we get to reflect and redo and rebuild and let go of things that, or people that don't work with us anymore, right? Like there's certain energies that just aren't who they were then, and that's okay. That's called healing and growing, and that's what this retrograde is really letting us do, since it's the last one of the year, especially in Libra. So also, Libras, if you remember, are ruled by the endocrine system. They're ruled by the skin, and so you might have any skin irritations will still come up possibly at this time, but that tells you where you need to look at what's being affected in the body, what emotions, what needs nurturing, because sixes is all about nurturing, so are Libras. So really take the time to, make sure you're giving yourself enough nutrients and time to relax and just revive yourself, really. That's what Mercury in retrograde is really all about, taking that time to reflect and sit back and relax and review instead of doing. So it's kind of a meditative state, right? Like this is the time to look back and do the deep work. And when we get into Scorpio season, that is when we do the deep healing work that we recognized at the beginning of the month with retrograde. Okay, so whatever comes up, write it down. So then when you call your therapist after the 23rd, you are going to be able to heal some of these deep, deep wounds. Okay, or you can connect with the people that have caused this, or the places that have caused this. You can get that like relief. We'll use the RE words: relief, revive, reuse, reduce, recycle, which you should be doing anyways. But anyways, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but Mother Earth would like that. So anyways, here we go. On the 6th, Pluto goes direct. So between the 5th and the 10th, I also want to really have you note this down, okay? There is this tense energy in the air. So being in retrograde, do not put your foot in your mouth, because if you don't, somebody else probably will in your circle. So if you're around friends or family or coworkers or a boss, there's a good chance that there could be some abrupt, abrasive behavior, okay? So just how can you step back out of that before it could happen? So if you're around a Karen who just is nagging on you out in public, or they're hurting somebody's feeling, what can you do proactively? Like, think about it. Like, would you grab that person and get them out of that situation? Would you go and stop it? Would you just be a fly on the wall and watch it? Think about it. Sometimes it's better to be helpful than to sit as a fly on the wall, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, back to it. Just letting you know, this is a very strange time for that, between the 5th and the 10th, okay? So then on the 10th, this is exciting, we have Saturn going direct. So Saturn's been in retrograde for the past couple months, and this is all on our foundation, what we work towards, and maybe it's even our jobs. Most of us, it's our jobs. If you've noticed, a lot of people have left their jobs or are changing their jobs or thinking about it. Well, when it goes direct on the 10th, it's slow moving in the shadow period afterwards, but you're going to have more of an emphasis of what needs to change, what doesn't work for you anymore, and what you really want to build upon, okay? You had all this time, the last couple months, to really think about it and experience things, and now you get to start doing it. I mean, that's exciting, but I wouldn't do anything until after the 19th of Mercury retrograde, and Jupiter goes direct on the same day too, which is all about luck and love, right? I love happiness and all the luck in the world from Jupiter. Thank you. So when we have Jupiter and Mercury going direct on the 19th, you are free to move about the cabin. That's right. Get on that plane and go for it, because we could now see and do what we've been thinking about and healing, because now we can actually do the healing work now that we've detected what doesn't work, right? And then, okay, when we get to Scorpio season on the 23rd, like I said, you're going to want to call your therapist or have close friends that you trust, or even if you have somebody at work that you like to talk to. This is the time to get things out and healed, even if it's with the person, place, thing that caused this deep emotional root. So Scorpios are very root chakra based, so it's all about our safety and security. So if there's been something that's been, I don't know, throwing you off, you feel like you just have a deep dark secret, or these deep emotions are in there, it's very deep, get the word? That's kind of the feel, because they're clever. Scorpios are clever, and they're witty, and they're independent and sarcastic, which is my favorite trait about them. They make me laugh so much. Yeah, it's true. Love me some humor from a Scorpio any day. But when I think of Scorpio, I always think of, like, for that time period in general, it's always the death card that pops up, because that's actually the sign it's associated with, which is all about death and rebirth, which again, we're coming out of a Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, Pluto retrograde, Saturn retrograde. So this is your rebirth, because in November we have a lunar eclipse, which is like time to start another phase, right? So this is just part of us shedding the skin and making it easier as we change and transition through different parts of our lives and chapters. So Scorpios are associated with the body parts of the hips and the private parts, just so I don't get blurred out, okay? So this is all about deep healing, right? The rooted emotions that we need to heal and be free of. So a great time to reflect on what, again, it's like, call your therapist up, right? Why not? They could get to the root of the problem with you and how to move forward freely. And that's really what you want to do. But if you can do some hip opening exercises, it will help to release. So look up some on YouTube or even on Google, whatever you need, okay? That could help. So, if you can eat red foods, like let's see, strawberries. They're even the shape of the heart, which I love. But these are all nourishing to the root chakra. So even beets and anything that you just love. Like I love chocolate for the root chakra because I feel like it's super nurturing and full of all the antioxidants, and I can come up with 1,000 other excuses to eat chocolate. Yep, but I don't need to keep going. So let's talk some more. So what else do I really think you need to know? Oh, the new moon and the full moon. I think that would be important. The new moon is in Libra on the 6th, and this is going to bring in that new idea, that new person, that new spark, right? So this is something we can think about and how we want to begin after the 20th, 19th, 20th, and I'll tell you in 2 seconds why. So write it down and just start journaling about it. So whatever comes up on the 6th, whoever shows up in your life, whatever experience, whatever place, write it down and see how it makes you feel every day. Just keep writing and getting things out, okay? Or talking to the person if it's somebody who comes into your life, because again, we're in retrogrades, so it's not always something that will go long term, but it might if you take the time to learn it, okay? So then on the 20th, here's why. We have the full moon in Aries, and this is at 27 degrees. And so this is like your independent spark of like go-getter attitude. And now that we just had Jupiter go direct and Mercury go direct, I say you go for it. So that means whatever showed up on the 6th for this new moon in Libra, this is the time to kind of act upon it a little bit more. But also on the 20th, with that full moon in Aries, it's associated with the new moon in Aries on the 11th. So look at the connection between the two, what you started then and what it looks like now and how far you've come. So it's a lot of work to do, isn't it? So again, death and rebirth. Find the balance, call yourself out, watch how you react, don't put your foot in your mouth, nurture yourself, do some deep healing this month. Connect to those you haven't talked to in a long time too. They probably miss you and you probably miss them. So it's good for that. Again, healing, right? And then we go fearlessly into November, full speed ahead, seeing whatever may come, right? Because we have something that sparks us. And then that new moon in Libra into full moon Aries, we're like cultivating all this energy, and then boom, all this energy. So we just go. Yeah, you get it. And it's so Scorpio of like watery nature of all the emotions come up and we're like, how does this make me feel? And how does this make me feel? I don't even know anymore. Oh, well, you will know by November when we have that lunar eclipse. Anyways, so I am wishing you the most amazing, transformative, intuitive, healing October 2021. That's right. So until next month, bye for now.